Hello and welcome back to What's Charting, where we're going to review what's in the top 10 of the Switch 1 and 2 eShop charts in the UK this week on the 7th of March 2026. This is take 2 of this video because I forgot to press record, so do with that information what you will. For the Nintendo Switch 1 then, at number 10 is Pokémon Legends Arceus for £49.99, which hasn't been in the charts for the last few weeks, so it's interesting to see it here now. I do wonder if maybe people who aren't able to get a Switch 2 and Pokopia yet might have seen the buzz about Pokopia and decided that they wanted to check out a Pokemon game that they may have missed in the past and therefore decided to pick this up. That's my speculation anyway. It is a fantastic game and I hope it gets a Switch 2 patch at some point in the future. At number 9, slipping a little bit further down the charts, is Nintendo Switch Sports for £30.99. The Olympics are over, and so people have decided that sport, not a good idea anymore. Get that out of here. But this is a good game, and I would recommend it. At number 8, part of the Mario Day sale for £33.29 currently is Luigi's Mansion 3. This is the one where you can be Gooigi, if that does anything for you. I've never played a Luigi's Mansion game, but this one seems like a pretty good one of those. So if you've been waiting for a sale, for an elusive Nintendo first-party sale, now is the time. The one that I would be tempted to pick up if I had any hobby money left this month would be Super Mario RPG, but that, spoiler alert, is not in the top 10 charts right now. But what is in 7th place is Donkey Kong Country Returns HD. I heard that this one launched a little rough with a few bugs and it wasn't the best remaster. I don't know if they fixed that, so it might be worth looking into that before you go ahead and pick this one up, but it is on sale as well for £33.29. At number 6 is Minecraft. What else is there to say about Minecraft? Well, I'm playing it with my nephew tomorrow, and that's going to be a pretty fun time. And yep, that's about it. At number 5 is Pokémon Legends ZA. I've been wondering if I should be saying ZA because I'm British, and some people think that Z is an American pronunciation of a letter, but I've never been that fussy about it myself. Anyway, that's 5th, £49.99. At 4th place is Super Mario Party Jamboree on the Mario Day sale for £33.29, and I'm not surprised to see this shoot back up the Switch 1 top 10 considering it was already here very recently. And putting it on sale is only going to reinvigorate that desire to pick it up, I guess. At number 3 is Super Mario 3D World and Bowser's Fury, again for 33% off at £33.29. I'm not surprised to see this top of the Mario Day sale list, basically. I do actually have this game physically. I've never played through that much of it, but I really do want to. It's basically Super Mario 3D World and 3D Land before it, a kind of 2D Mario platformers in 3D, which sounds a bit weird when you've got Super Mario 64 and Sunshine and Galaxy 2 and Odyssey nowadays. But those games, I feel like, have their own kind of vibe and design philosophy to them, whereas these games feel a lot more aligned with like the new Super Mario Bros. Games and stuff like that. So I very much do look at these as like the 3D, 2D Mario games, and yeah, from what I've heard, the Bowser's Fury edition is very good, and this is pretty high up on my list of Switch exclusive games to get back to and give a proper play. At number 2 is Pokemon Leaf Green version, and at number 1 is Pokemon Fire Red version. I'm currently... well, I've just got the 5th gym badge, but I accidentally skipped to the 4th gym. I don't quite remember where that one is, so I'm going to have to go searching for it. I've also started shiny hunting for a Game Center Porygon. Well, I guess I should just say for Porygon, because that's the only one in there, but I'm not going to grab it and then try and get it through egg hatching is what I mean. I've grinded for 9,999 coin cap, and it would have been quicker to do that in Leaf Green edition because Porygon does not cost for coin cap in that game, but it is what it is. I'm currently 100 resets in, and to nobody's surprise, there is no blue Porygon in sight. I will keep at it, and maybe I will keep you updated as we go through the weeks. In 10th place for the Nintendo Switch 2 is Pokemon Legends ZA Nintendo Switch 2 edition. Really have nothing more to add to this other than it's a good game. and I wonder if it will still be here next week, because other Pokemon games that have released more recently may be bumping it down the charts, who knows. In 9th place, continuing the trend of sports being lame and boring now that the Olympics is over, is Mario Tennis Fever dropping to 9th place for £58.99. It is not part of the Mario Day sale, because it just came out. Maybe next year, eh? Who knows? In 8th place is Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition. I believe it was substantially higher up last week, so clearly everyone got it who was going to get it, and now it's probably going to fall further down into obscurity, but by all accounts, this is a pretty decent port if you are willing to spend the full price on it. Speaking of pricing, at 7th place is WWE 2K26 Monday Night War Edition for £139.99. I did see, by the way, that the base edition of this game is in 12th place. But the very expensive version of the game is higher above it, so take from that what you will. In 6th place is Resident Evil Requiem, which released, I believe, this week? Maybe it was released last week, I don't remember anymore. But yet she still does not look too happy about what's going on. I wonder if she ever will. But yeah, Resident Evil Requiem, by all accounts, a pretty good Switch 2 version as well. At number 5, a new entry with an introductory sale of £16.49 at 34% off is Blue Prince. This one debuted in the Indie World presentation recently, and I've never played it, but it is a known quantity. It has been on other platforms for a little while, and apparently this version is 30 frames a second, so bear that in mind if you're gonna consider picking this up. But, you know, it's not exactly a game that needs 60 frames a second. From my understanding, it's basically a puzzle roguelike. It's almost like an escape room roguelike. I don't know if it's actually an escape room game, but it seems to be very highly regarded, and I will probably check it out one day. It also looks quite pretty. I like this art style a lot. At number 4, a little surprisingly to be honest, is Monster Hunter Stories 3 Twisted Reflection. And I say surprisingly because while I heard a lot of people talking about this when the demo came out, I haven't heard anyone talk about it recently, but I have a theory. Its planned release date is the 13th of March, it is £54.99, and I wonder if the way Nintendo does pre-orders, I believe they take payment around about this time in the release window, so maybe everyone's pre-order money has just come out and that's what's put it in this position on the charts. That's my theory. I don't actually know if that's how that works. Let me know down below if you do. But Monster Hunter Stories 3 Twisted Reflection is one that I'm hoping to see succeed because I'm really enjoying the first game, I do own the second game, and this looks like quite an upgrade over both of them. Monster Hunter Stories is probably the main way in which I'm going to interact with this franchise because I prefer that style of gameplay and world and storytelling, and everything I've seen about this game looks pretty interesting from the outside. But I heard that the demo didn't run amazingly for a Switch 2 game, so I might pick it up somewhere else if the full release version doesn't have improvements, but I guess we'll see. At number 3 is the Resident Evil Generation Pack, which includes Resident Evils 7, Village, and Requiem. As I've covered before, it is £84.99, but the price of all 3 games individually is £144.97, so make of that what you will. In second place on the Switch 2 eShop chart is Monster Hunter Stories 3 Twisted Reflection Premium Deluxe Edition. It's not a Premium Edition, it's not a Deluxe Edition, it's a Premium Deluxe Edition, and it contains all this extra content, which is mostly outfits, but there's also a quest in there. There you go. Or a side story, I guess I should say. £84.99, releasing on the 13th of March. And at number 1, to the surprise of absolutely nobody, is Dragon Quest Builders 3, Pokemon Pokopia. And I actually did go ahead and pick this up in the end. It's really bloomin' good. If you like Pokemon, if Pokemon bring you joy and make you smile, this is the game for you. If you have only a mild interest in Pokemon, but you greatly enjoy the gameplay style of Dragon Quest Builders, this is the game for you. It's so good, it's wonderful, and I can see it being pretty high up in the charts for a while to come. and pretty high up on my most recently played games list for a while to come as well. Now before we go, let's have a look at the download exclusives chart. Firstly, for the Switch 1, Planet of Lana 1 and 2 are up here. 1 is up here because there is a double pack being sold of the 2 games. Also, it's pretty cheap on sale. Hello Kitty Island Adventure is 9th, Poppy's Playtime 4 is 7th, and a new entry, I believe, Poker Night at the Inventory, is up here too for $8.99. It is 6th. Disney Dreamlight Valley is 5th. Super Mario Galaxy 2 is 4th. Wobbly Life is 3rd, and I do actually want to play Wobbly Life sometime because I watched a Nerdcubed video on it recently and it looks surprisingly fun. And Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green are 1st and 2nd respectively. I wonder how long they will hold that crown. And in the Switch 2 eShop charts, Balatro is 10th, Stardew Valley is 9th, Hades 2 is 8th, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Splintered Fate is 7th, Rotwood is 6th. This is a game that premiered during the Indie World presentation. It's from the developers of Don't Starve, and it looks pretty neat, might be worth checking out. 5th is Planet of Lana 2 Nintendo Switch 2 Edition. 4th is Mini Shoot Adventures, another Indie World presentation game, which I think looks pretty interesting because it's a modern take on the old, bullet hell shoot 'em up kind of genre. And while I've never really been super into that genre, as you can see here, I am interested in this game. I like the art style quite a lot. Scott Pilgrim EX is 3rd. Despite everyone else my age being super into Scott Pilgrim, I'm not a Scott Pilgrim guy myself. I've never watched a movie or played any of the games, but people seem excited about that. Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition remains 2nd, and Blueprints takes the lead in 1st place. There we go. Hopefully I actually pressed the record button this time, but that is the charts this week. Please leave a like if you enjoyed this video, it really helps, and I will catch you in whatever I make next.